welcome to my YouTube channel. This is part 2 of Growing Figs in Virginia, Zone 7B. Pictures and music to relax by. These trees are planted in ground. This is Zone 7B, Eastern Virginia. They have put on a lot of new branches, a lot of green growth, as you can see. Probably mostly due to the fertilizer that I'm using, which is mostly compost with composted cow and chicken manure. The Chicago Hardy, my oldest tree, is getting lots of figs. I'm very happy. Did get some dieback last winter, but got lots of new growth. Hopefully these will ripen. I think most of them will. This, I believe, is a Sicilian. Big tree. And not sure what tree this is. I got some of the labels lost. After we moved here, I got them mixed up, but these two here are growing right next to each other. Not really sure what they are either anymore, but they are getting figs. This one I'm pretty sure is a Negronne or Violet de Bordeaux, which I thought would do much better here. Actually, it's very late in putting in figs. Figs. This is a Louisiana Purple, LSU Purple, and no figs on this one yet. And all these trees originally came with us from New York, which we had grown in pots originally. And here is another Hardy Chicago on the end. And I think this tree is starting to get some figs. So these are the original trees we brought with us from New York. And as I said, they died back to the roots the first year almost completely. The second winter, similar dieback, although not as severe. They haven't had much protection in the winter, but I did have a little bit of protection over them, and I've had them mulched. But I'm happy with the way that they are growing now, and I think we're going to get some nice figs ripening up, even with the heat that we're getting. These photos have been taken looking down at the trees from above while I'm standing on the deck above them. But I will show photos where I will walk into the garden. A close-up look at this Violet de Bordeaux shows us a couple of small figs, but they are late to set. This other fig, unknown. I'm gonna top it right now. Pinched it off. Just pinch that pinch off. Maybe that will help it to set figs, although I have been topping it. I already topped it once here, and it did get a fig. And it's getting some new growth and branches. It does have some figs. And I'm not sure what type of fig tree this is, although it's not really producing a lot. Maybe I'll know later when it gets some figs. This one, to my surprise, is getting quite a few. I'm not sure what this is either, another unknown. I knew what they were at one time, but as I said earlier, I don't remember. But the figs are small. They're getting bigger. This is several, actually. And this one is pretty productive for a small tree. And it's got figs and new pushing out new shoots since I topped it recently. Actually, this is two trees together, and I think they are two different types. But the plant markers fell off when we moved in the moving truck, so I don't know what they are anymore. This tree is getting some little figs. It's got some larger ones also. I've pinched all of them back, all these trees. Yes. But these trees, I think, they're probably, some of them might be 3 or 4 years old, so they're actually kind of small because they did die back. But they are the original trees from New York. And this is the tree I've had the longest. It's about a little taller than me now. It's about, I guess, 6 foot tall. And I've had this tree, I guess, about 7 years, 8 years, and it's died back about 4 or 5 years in a row. But the roots always manage to grow back some new branches in the spring, although in New York, the new branches were never able to get figs to ripen, although they did put out a few figs in New York. But last fall, we did get edible figs. So this one I topped the other day. But there are quite a few figs. A lot of green growth from all the manure and compost. My compost consists mostly of vegetable scraps and some worm composts too, as I also do vermicomposting. And I make worm tea, vermicompost tea, and I do try to give them that several times a week. If I can. This tree's gotten so big, I'm not going to have room to get past it soon. But I'm planning on doing some air layering later, and maybe some air cuttings, air layering. I haven't gotten around to it yet. There's some figs there. There's some in there. Some in there. Most of the branch is still producing some real tiny figlets. So I don't know if these will ever get a chance to ripen, these smaller ones, but we'll see. I'm just going to let it do what it wants. An old deck here. Someday I hope we'll be able to afford to repair it. Right now our dog is taking it over. But I'm hoping that we'll be able to reach down off the deck and pick figs. We won't even have to come down into this garden area here. And then I suppose the birds and the bees will get the figs that grow lower. Because I think it's going to be too dense to get in here by the time they're 8 foot tall. This little creature, who looks so extraterrestrial, is a praying mantis. He is a friend in the garden, a beneficial insect that eats other insects. Most praying mantis eat all types of insects. They do not specifically eat only one type of insect. I think it's amazing the way this creature moves. He really looks like he could be from another planet. Thank you for watching. To see the progress of my fig trees, please subscribe to my channel so that you won't miss future episodes. We'll want to see the figs get larger and ripen.